Jack Thunder and the Fragments of Anima. Book 3, Darkness. Chapter 8, Comedy and Tragedy. All Shadow-Paws could do was look up in horror. He never imagined that there would be this many wendigos in one place. Certainly not in the Circus of Shadows. He clutched onto Lethal Joke for dear life. A bead of sweat dripped down his brow. Even with the 3 Anima fragments in hand, the team was vastly outnumbered. There was no telling that any of them would get out alive. Strombolio would know what to do, but he was nowhere to be seen. Had he fled? No, the Dark Champion wouldn't have done that. He'd faced off against the Heart of Darkness himself. This should have been no problem for him. But then, where had he gone? He couldn't see Nemesis either. A chill ran down the Nekomata's spine as another thought came to mind. Did Nemesis take him when we weren't looking? The wendigos suddenly swooped down onto the team. The Anima fragments coursed with energy as the 3 braced themselves. But just before impact, Shadow-Paws could hear a faint noise. It sounded like someone playing a disjointed melody on the calliope. The questing shadow demons lost all sense of direction, crashing to the ground below. Shadow-Paws turned to the source of the noise. There he had his answer. Jack Thunder's little pet wyvern, Razor, was dancing across the keys of the circus's calliope. Beside him on the bench was Strombolio. The Dark Champion hadn't been taken at all. He winked at Shadow-Paws. I always say, the show must go on. The show must go on. Wait, I've got an idea. Shadow-Paws revved up Lethal Joke and took careful aim. He fired not at the wendigos on the ground, but at the base of the seats surrounding the stage. The grenades exploded in a shower of hot pink sparks and greenish gas. The gas floated up to the stands. All of a sudden, the drained fairies began to stir. A faint laughter filled the air as the gas traveled upwards, blanketing every level of the stands. Shadow-Paws covered his ears as every wendigo in the tent shrieked at the same time. Through his agony, he could finally see Nemesis. The superior wendigo was doubled over in pain, looking as if it were about to throw up. The Nekomata looked back over at Strombolio, who nodded and gave him a thumbs up. The music in the room swelled as he and Razor played a different song, this one much faster and louder than before. Now Shadow-Paws understood. There was a reason why Strombolio used laughing gas. Music, laughter, things that were the opposite of despair. Things that wendigos couldn't stand a single second of. These things were the key to ending this madness once and for all. The Nekomata fired another round of grenades at the stands. They exploded all around, filling the amphitheater with gas. The team couldn't see anything, but they could tell what was happening. The increasingly raucous laughter and the calliope competed with each other to be heard. Shadow-Paws' ears were glued to his head as his eyes darted around for any signs of Nemesis. All around him, Nemesis's wendigo minions rose unsteadily, throwing themselves at the team. One crashed just inches away from him before emerald lightning struck it, coursing through its blackened body. A frosty wind blew another out of the sky, throwing it against the tent wall. It slumped to the floor, encased in a tomb of ice. The team picked off the wendigos one by one. Shadow-Paws could see Jack Thunder and Buckthorn riding around atop an airborne wave of seawater. The electricity coursing through it held it aloft, as the 2 dove and swooped around the wendigos. Buckthorn concentrated on guiding the wave through the air, while Jack Thunder shot lightning bolts at the wendigos from every angle. No matter how fast they were, the 2 fairies were even faster. They looped impossible knots around the wendigos as the flying demons struggled to keep up. On the ground, Frosty and San worked together to create a heavy, chilling wind in the tent. Shadow-Paws dug his claws into the ground to keep from being blown away. He was surprised that the entire tent wasn't ripped off its foundations. With the laughing gas blown away, though, he could see that the audience was no longer possessed. Their colors had been restored, and they seemed to be enjoying the performance, laughing and shouting as Nemesis' minions were blown off course and crashed into the walls. Shadow-Paws got another idea. The trapeze! He clambered his way up to the top of the trapeze pole. Grabbing hold of the handlebar with his free hand, he swung through the air with the kind of grace only a cat like him could have. He took his place at Jack Thunder and Buckthorn's side, blasting wendigo after wendigo with lethal joke. Sparks and smoke of all colors rained down from the ceiling as each wendigo fell to the ground, never to get up again. Suddenly, his hand slipped. An icy ramp burst out of the center of the stage, spiraling downwards. He slid all the way to the bottom, landing on his feet. "Thanks, Frosty!" That's when he felt a thud on the ground behind him. Turning around, he saw Nemesis. The once composed wendigo was shaking, absolutely livid that he and his friends would dare to defy it. He stepped back. That's when he felt something vibrate in his hand. Looking down, he saw Lethal Joke. Only now, it faintly glowed white, a rainbow aura surrounding its form. Hi there, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like more from our friend Jack Thunder, you can check out my new book series, Jack Thunder and the Fragments of Anima, on Amazon using the link in the description. Or you can head on over to my Teespring and grab a few things from my shop. And please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content every week. Thank you for watching.